Okay, so I've written numerous times about the tight end group. Is this the year they finally step up as passing game contributors? Obviously, you guys use the tight ends plenty, but has there been any inkling that maybe this might be the time where they play more of a role in the passing game?
I think, Coach Riley's always been big on playing the best players. Those are the guys that are going to get on the field. They're the ones that are going to see most of the action, and so, but I think we've done a really good job of building a group of guys that are super accountable. They've done some things on the field, obviously, in the past year or two that we're getting better. We're trending that direction. Having Lake come back another year is going to be huge. But we're really excited about a lot of the young guys we have now, too. So I think this fall camp will be really telling. We'll find out who we kind of really are now that the group's back at full strength. But certainly exciting, man. The expectation every single day is for our guys to come in and contribute in the pass game, in the run game, in the blocking game, whatever it is. Special teams, like are kind of all in. So we're excited for the opportunity.
You must have some curiosity, right? Because this is going to be the first time your whole group is together. Who or what are you the most curious about as you look at your room right now?
And it's kind of interesting because, obviously, like Lake coming off an injury, like how's he going to respond to that? I mean, just a resilient kid though, so I have all the faith in the world that he's going to bounce back and be great. You have Walker Lyons coming off of a mission, and I've never had a kid go on a mission before, so that's going to be a new experience for me. There's just a lot of intriguing bodies that are coming in and different personalities, and so it's hard to really pinpoint one thing. I'm excited to see the group together, see who kind of separates themselves in camp. I think that'll happen at some point, but a lot of these guys, we're excited about all of them. They're all really talented guys in their own way, and it'll be fun to kind of put the pads on and see them out there and do it live.
You had Joey in the spring. Just talk about what he got out of that and kind of where he is right now.
I think that was huge for Joey. Joey was a wide receiver in high school, so he had never really truly done some of the blocking things, and even just being in the backfield is a little bit different, or being in the H-back position, running routes and stuff like that. So, but I think he did a great job coming in and learning the offense, because as a tight end, it's you get the full thing. Like, you got to know, other than the QB, you probably know more than anybody. And so I think that time was huge for him to be able to come in and really just develop physically, get bigger and stronger, but also have to go in there and block some Braylon Shelby's and Jamil Muhammad's and some of the guys that have done it for us, and really see where he kind of stacks up against them. So, but again, I thought he did a great job of really coming out and really not making a lot of mental mistakes. So he's a very intelligent kid, very talented. He made some great catches, ran some good routes. He also went from being 215 to about 250, so that changes a lot. So I think he was kind of learning how to run in that body a little bit too, and you've been able to see the growth change from spring all the way through summer there as well. So it'll be an exciting camp for him.
And Kade came from a different position as well, right? Like, where's he at in his tight end evolution?
Yeah, Kade's come a long way. So Kade was more of a running back in high school. Did split out and play some tight end receiver and stuff like that, but was just kind of the guy that they tried to get the ball. And so there's been obviously a growth plan for him as well. He got to play in the bowl game, which was huge for him, a big step. Did some really nice things there, and you could see some of that confidence coming back in the spring as well. So that's really what this position is. It's a lot of projection based off other positions. A lot of times it's receiver, sometimes it's running back, sometimes it's a tight end. But a lot of it is, you got a big athletic kid that can run. He's strong. He can move around. He's not quite fast enough to be a running back or a receiver, but he'd be an elite speed tight end. And so it's us having the ability to see that and okay, let's put together a development plan for him. So, but yeah, there's a lot of different types of guys in my group, and I'm excited for Kade too. It'll be a big year for him.
So, Coach Heward talked about how you guys are fully confident Miller can make every kind of throw at this point in the offense, but that Holiday Bowl connection with Tabo, seemed pretty nice. It seemed like it was really drawn up well. It seemed like something he was comfortable doing. Is there anything about his game that you think kind of leans towards taking advantage of the tight ends?
Miller, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at times when Caleb would take off with the ball and run, Miller's looking more for a dump down, just knowing his game, and that bodes well for tight ends and for running backs, right? But he also is just such an intelligent player. I mean, he's going to find whoever's open. I think he likes to throw to bigger body guys a little bit too, especially over the middle of the field. I don't know that he's specifically targeting those guys, but it did seem to show up a little bit in the bowl game and throughout spring and stuff too. But I think a lot of it too is going to depend on how confident we are in our guys, and my group and what those guys are doing during camp too. We got to carry that over into the season.
There's been a lot of talk today about details. Jonah Monheim said last year, if there was one thing that held you guys back, maybe it was details. What does it look like when a tight end room is locked in on details? What could we see on game days that kind of gives us an idea?
I think first off, it comes down to no busted assignments, right? Which we've been pretty good with over the last couple of years. But really, we have to be in sync with the O-line. We have to be in sync with the other receivers and quarterback as well, running routes. So, I think it's really you just see a really clean game. I think that's the best way to put it. When they blitz and we're in the protection, you see us kick out there and go pick it up, and it just looks clean. When you're out running routes, we're snapping things off, and we're supposed to snap them off. We're sitting it down at the right depths. We're catching the ball and drop stepping and getting vertical rather than running around, and losing ground. So I think in our group, it's kind of a blend with O-line and receiver is what our position is, and I think that's what you kind of see on game day as well.
I've asked the players this a bunch of times, but from a coaching perspective, as an offensive mind, what makes Lincoln special?
I think his willingness just to go for it. And we talk about it all the time, and that's a big important thing to him. Is like he's not afraid to call the trick play. He's not afraid to bomb it down the field and give it a shot. We have trick plays we bring into every game. We run them in the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, whenever. It's not just one of those things you put on the shelf and just keep it there. And I think our guys love that. I know we all do as coaches. We love that mentality. We're going to come out and bring it to us, and we coach our guys that way too. Don't be afraid of taking a shot, and even if it doesn't work out, we're still going to come back and start swinging. That's just what we do. So I think a lot of teams, and I can speak even though where I played for Coach Snyder at K-State, we were very much afraid to make mistakes, right? We're going to ground it out and just kind of like, we're going to be the
just
more
be sharp,
be sharp and be crisp, and 4 or 5 yards is a great play, which is a great way to do it. But as players that can kind of grind on, you want to take shots, you want to be exciting, you want to throw the ball down the field and do reverses and trick plays and all that. And so I think we coach our guys with that mentality too, and that's something they really respond to.
And then just a last question on the team in general. What have been the most encouraging signs of maturity from this group? There's a lot coming their way now, basically. Like, what have you seen from a growth standpoint as a group?
I think like one of the things I truly believe in, there's 2 things that kind of define each person, and all of us as players, coaches, whatever. And that's, when things aren't going your way, what's your work ethic look like, and what's your, how do you respond to things? You know what I mean? And when you actually get all the things that you want, what does that attitude look like? So if you're not the starting tight end, what's your work ethic look like during that time? Are you being patient during that time? Are you waiting your turn? And then when you actually get it, how's that attitude transition? Like, I'm the starting tight end now. Am I going to let off the work ethic? Am I going to continue to push and show every single day why I deserve to be the guy? And I think we have a group of guys that understand where they're at in that process. Right? Speak for the team, but my group specifically as well. We got a lot of guys that, they're all pushing to be the starting tight end every single day. They also understand in the process kind of where they're at and like reality of there's going to be 1, maybe 2 of you guys on the field at a time on a consistent basis. So where do I line up there? And to my work ethic and my patience, does that match up with mine?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it.